What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we're going to be trying to upgrade basically Diaboromon himself. So without further ado, let's dive in the video and talk about it. So if you guys have been sleeping under a rock, over the course of actually quite a lot of sets, we can make Diaboromon. Diaboromon has been getting trickles and trickles of support every now and again, leading for it to get better and better as time gone on. It was the first deck with a true alternate win con released back in BT-17, and since then it's gotten better and better support going on. So first off, if we're going to think about this, we are not going to be focusing on making Diaboromon's latest and greatest fanfic here. We're going to be thinking about how Diaboromon will definitely play slightly differently. We will not be using Doomsday Clock, sadly. It's just not worth it. To be honest with you, we are definitely going to be focusing on a few of the best picks to use. And that'll be, first off, the new BT-22 Diaboromon. When Digivolving, when attacking, play one Diaboromon token without paying its cost. And then all turns, when any of your other Digimon with unidentified traits are played, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest play cost. And it has Alliance. So we're definitely going to be playing at least, I'm going to start off with 4 because I think this is a fantastic card. Then you do have access to Diaboromon Ace, which kind of does the same thing. When Digivolving, when attacking, all turns when an effect plays another Digimon, you may delete one of your opponent's play costs to your lower Digimon, and for each Diaboromon, add maximum 2. So we're going to play this at some sort of ratio number. And then we do have Diaboromon himself from EX6 with the ability to give jamming and blocker. So we're going to start off with probably 3. So starting off, we have 10 megas to work with, and I don't think that's a terrible starting point. We might be teching in one Armageddonmon because I think at least having one of the big boy is going to lead into some nice win con events where we kind of just win by using him. So that's something to think about here. Again, you guys are big fans of getting in with Doomsday Clock, but there's no reason for it. We do have Arata himself, so we're going to definitely be playing probably 3 of this because spitting out tokens whenever your Diaboromon goes in means now this Diaboromon will actually gain some even more bodies to work with. And again, being able to produce tokens even with the ace is just really nice as well. So let's go on, what is it, unidentified. I'm screwing this up, am I not? Holy cow, can we actually copy and paste? There we go. Unidentified types. So there are going to be some instances where you're going to need the old stuff. I still think this card is leagues in advance because, again, whenever you play a token, you draw a card, means that we're going to be gaining some sort of momentum out of this. And I think we definitely want the Cursorymon as well. This one at least a 4-to-4 ratio. Now, again, this gets weird because we need to figure out where we're going, right? First off, the Venmon would have been extremely better if it was Venmon, but we also gain this one when any of your Digimon with unidentified or SOC traits are played, draw a card. So I think draw might still be the better option. There's going to be other options that we might use later on, but, you know, this Arata is going to help out too. So I think we're going to go maybe 2, 3 here. Again, being able to substitute for the blocker might be a little bit better because, again, blocker types usually kind of get answered very comfortably, but this one will at least not be answered as often because at least you can switch the target, right? Now, let's take a look at the new Caramon. So reveal the top 3 cards, add 1 Arata and 1 card with unidentified or SC trait among them to your hand, return the rest of the bottom of the deck. So, yes, I think this is going to be really good. We want this Caramon as well. And then I think it's which one do we want? Opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon is played or Digivolved, or Digivolves. If you have a 5 or higher, this Digimon may Digivolve into Infermon from ignoring evolution requirements. I don't think we're going to be skip evolutioning here. But I think we might be taking in the old boy here because now we have more Arata targets. So I think this is just where we're going to be going with it. This Caramon, or this and this Caramon. We have two really good on players. But you could, this is an option for you. There is this one as well. Add one Tamer card or option with Diaboromon as text and one card with unidentified. So we could do this one, which is another option and I think might be a little bit better. So we're going to go with this one instead, actually. I think taking out this Caramon in general, yes, digging top 5 is always good, but the top 3 diggers are actually probably a little bit better. And at least this has they all will have inheritables, which will be all turns when the Digimon with Diaboromon as text would leave the battle area. By deleting your others, it doesn't leave. So it gives some sort of decent protection. We have a protector, we have, draw and on deletion. So that should add in some great abilities across the board that we want to definitely be seeing. So this one's as well. We do have Kursori. I think we should be playing at least probably 3 of this one. And then maybe let's take a look at the new one. When Digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, you may play 1 Arata from your hand without paying its cost. Okay, we definitely like that. Now let's check this one. When Digivolve, if you don't have a Arata card in play, you may play 1. This gives your tokens rush. So it might be the call, is that we go 3, 3, 4, 2. And then we can easily fill the gap here real quick with Infermons, which is now where we're going to kind of be figuring out which one we want to do. If you have Caramon as Digi-Evolutions, can Digivolve into this from your hand for a cost of 4, ignoring color cards, Digi-Evolution requirements. It produces a token, which is cute. Now, again, we have the new Infermon. So on play, when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 5 or less. If you have Arata or Eater Atom, your opponent's effects cannot reduce the Digimon's DP or return it to hand or deck until the end of their turn. We are definitely playing this at a full playset. This boy is exactly what we needed for the deck in general. Outside of that, we could be playing EX6 on play when Digivolving by deleting one of your Digimon with Diaboromon as name. This Digimon may Digivolve into Diaboromon in your hand without paying the cost. It's got all turns when another Diaboromon is in its name is played. Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. I think we might want to have the Digi-Evolution. I think that might be really good for us in generalization. Some people would probably say possibly play BT-2s, but I really don't think we're going to be really needing it. This is also another option. So when Digivolve and Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon with a play cost 8 or less cannot attack players until the end of their turn. So that's actually not terrible. But again, they can just Digivolve up when another Digimon with Diaboromon name is played. We could do a weird split here if you guys like both of them consistently. I would definitely lean probably closer to this one. But again, it's an on play. When yours is deleted, it's going to help out, right? Now, we do only have a couple slots left, which means we need to start trimming some of the fat, is what we're going to call it. Cards that are really going to do us anything in this deck, because we are going to be playing scrambles. Scramble. We're going to play at least 2 scrambles in the list just to help get our bodies back. And since we're actually finally out of one of the bigger issues this deck always had, and that was having a white Digimon as their top end, we kind of get some relief from that. To be honest with you, with the way this deck is built, we could just end up taking out this one, just doing that. 4, 8, 11s. Now this opens things up. I think it's going to really come down to the Infermon choices here. We have 2 slots left. I think the Arata count is exactly where we need it, but we should probably play some trainings. Will definitely help this deck out a little bit. We're only going to get 2 trainings out of the deal because of how tight the space actually becomes, but I think that's not terrible, especially for a really good card. But the big thing is just figuring out ratios, right? Because again, that's like the big selling point for a lot of players, is what is the easiest ratio for me to deal with. And again, we're kind of getting in the spot that Diaboromon can do a lot with very little. So maybe we just do this, because I don't think we need this big of a top end, right? We got 5 Aratas. We have exactly, you know, this one will play if we don't have any on the board. This one will play if you have 1 or fewer Tamers, and play 1 Arata from your hand without paying its cost. I mean, we could possibly tech in either Adam as another threat. Adam, Eater. So with Adam, it's a 4 cost. It's an SOC. You know, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost 4 or lower. If you have a Digimon with no Digievolution cards, you may place 1 Arata from your hand or trash as this bottom Digievolution. All turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you may play 1 Arata from its Digievolution without paying its cost. It's got a security +1. I don't know. I think we're going to be Diaboring way too much for us to actually care about having Adam live. And I think we're just going to worry about having our boy Arata on the board before we start climbing up. Especially like this card here is really good. You know, the DDG evolution, if a Diaboromon comes in, is going to be nutty. Really well timed, especially against aces and stuff like that. You could punish them really well. But I think for a starting list, I think this is where I'm going to start off with, and then make adjustments as time goes on. But what things would you guys add to your list? What things would you take out from this list? And let me know down in the comments. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.